And the world of football is tonight mourning one of the greatest players ever to grace the game. Diego Maradona has died at the age of 60. Born into poverty, his extraordinary talent propelled him to fame and fortune. The pinnacle of his career coming at the 1986 World Cup, where he led Argentina to victory. But it's perhaps for the infamous Hand of God goal against England in the quarter-finals that he's best remembered here. Maradona's later years were dogged by personal battles against addiction and ill health, but they never overshadowed his genius with the ball. Paul Davis reflects on a controversial life on and off the pitch.
He was the man who almost single-handedly led his country to World Cup success in 1986. Diego Maradona might have been a flawed genius, but his was a truly exceptional talent. Both sides of his character, the brilliance and the controversial, displayed in that quarter-final against England in Mexico. England fans will never forget or forgive the moment he used his fist to beat Peter Shilton for the game's first goal. The Hand of God, Maradona later called it. But no one could argue with the skill that produced his second in that game, probably one of the best World Cup goals ever.
And he's hurting England again here. It's a brilliant run. It's one of the World Cup great goals. And there's no doubt about that one.
The man I met just before that game had talked about his love of football and was more than happy to show off a boyish enthusiasm.
Bueno, como vos quieras,
But he'll be remembered for many things, good and bad. Football gave the young Maradona a route out of poverty. From Argentina, he moved to Barcelona and Napoli for world record fees. It was in Naples he's believed to have turned to drugs. For years, he later admitted, he played and played brilliantly despite a growing dependence. But in 1994, he was sent home from the World Cup in America after failing a drugs test. He would later manage the country where he was idolised, but the spectre of drugs and health scares was never far away. Peter Reid, being left trailing here in the Hand of God game, remembers him with respect.
Yeah, well, he cheated in the game and he got away with it, but he was a genius. The man was, I mean, if you go through some of the videos and some of his goals, he was brilliant, and you cannot take that away from him.
Michael Owen today said, quite simply a player like no other. Rest in peace. Gary Lineker said, by some distance the best player of my generation and arguably the greatest of all time. After a blessed but troubled life, hopefully he'll finally find some comfort in the hands of God. And from Pelé, these words, certainly one day we'll kick a ball together in the sky above. Many believe Pelé and Maradona were the best of all time. Maradona's last role in football was managing Gimnasia back in Argentina. He was taken ill after watching them play. After surgery for a bleed on the brain, he was thought to be recovering before cardiac arrest ended a remarkable life.
Diego Maradona, who has died at the age of 60.